People normally set goals when they hit a birthday. For 60-year-old Judy Potter, it was finishing a triathlon. Now, her birthday was in January, and she trains at the YMCA in Westbrook for the upcoming September race. Astounding enough already, there's something else that makes this feat even more impressive.
C-H-U-R-C-H-S-T-R-E.
What time are you coming to? Are you gonna come back?
I'll come back next Wednesday.
Judy Potter is losing her sight.
There was a haze in the air, and we went back to the doctors, and they said that it was RP and that it does lead to total blindness. And so it's been going downhill for the past 10 years now. What a great job you did coming in. Oh, my gosh.
Tonight is the night lots of UConn football fans have been waiting for, the return of Randy Edsall onto the Huskies sideline. UConn getting ready to take the field in East Hartford in its season opener, and that's where we find Henry Chisholm. He's live at Rentschler Field, and Henry, I can only imagine the anticipation is growing and growing out there.
Yeah, and you know what? One thing about UConn from last year that they're hoping to improve this year is their offense. Last year, offensively, not that pretty. They really struggled at the beginning of games, a lot of slow starts. So it'll be interesting to see this year how they come out the gates on the offensive side of the ball. New offensive coordinator, new offense as well. The guys talked about how they feel about this new offense they're going to be running this year.
Oh yeah, I like it. The big thing is the tempo. I mean, it's fun. You know, it's gonna get defenses off. Off track. It's gonna tire them out, which is gonna be an advantage for us. Because we've been working on this for so long.
$10. Score your tickets.
Yeah, so we'll see how that offense looks, the Huskies' offense this season. Taking on Holy Cross tonight. Games at 7:30. We'll have highlights at 10 and 11. John, back to you in the studio. Some tragic news in the world of NASCAR. As reported earlier, racing legend and Plainville native Ted Christopher has died. Christopher died in a plane crash in Guilford today. He was heading to Riverhead Raceway for a modified tour race tonight. Christopher collected 42 wins in the NASCAR Modified Tour. He won the championship in 2008. He was voted the Modified Tour's most popular driver 3 times. He competed at every level of NASCAR, a huge loss for the racing community. Christopher was 59. About 3 or 4 years ago, Career of New Haven versus Mercy of Middletown was the game in high school girls hoops. Tanea Atkinson of Career, who's now at Temple, versus Maura Fitzpatrick of Mercy, who's now at Marist. Still a good matchup, though. Still good players on both sides of the floor. Players like this, KJ Hargrove, look at her get to the cup. I know some guys that can't guard her, and honestly, I'm in that category. I couldn't stay in front of her either. She connects inside. Mercy's got some talent, too. As always, Bella Santoro, the steal and the lay-in. Just before the first quarter expires, Tigers keeping it coming. Megan DeVille, check out the drop step, nice touch. Her game has improved each and every year. I've been covering her since she was a freshman. She's really good. Tigers in control, they win. Final score, 53-34. It's an awkward, confusing time for most of us. A time where we don't really want to stand out too much. We all just want to fit in. For a Cromwell track athlete, that choice was never hers.
Second grade or first, I believe, there was a Halloween, and I wore like a princess dress for Halloween. And then in 5th grade, I had like these pink and purple furry boots that I wore to school.
Andrea Yearwood, born Amadi Yearwood, is a transgender freshman at Cromwell High.
85.
She runs track and field and was a cheerleader. She recently made headlines for competing in a girls' track meet.
I just ran track because I wanted to.
It started with the story in the Hartford Courant and has taken off since then.
What we didn't expect is how quickly the story caught on, not only locally, but even nationally.
And with the story came the comments, the tweets, and the Facebook posts about a transgender athlete competing with the gender they identified with.
I guess I'll read it, but like, I won't go to bed crying at night, because like, I guess it's not that serious.
Andrea's mother reacted how any mother would react.
The mama bear comes out in me oftentimes when I read those comments, and I want to lash out. But again, she's been very mature in handling it, so I let her kind of lead that charge.
Andrea says she was never teased much, but she's never been one to pay much attention to it either.
Since I was always different, I've learned to, like, I guess, deal with it and I guess grow tougher skin.
Andrea changed her name and pronouns with the school district before her freshman year. That allowed her to participate with and against girls, since the CIAC defers to the school districts on gender identification. Andrea was happy with the decision.
Extremely grateful, because I've heard of stories where like some people, I guess they'll get the same opportunity as me, and have had to go through like really hard times.
And there were hard times. Andrea says in 7th grade she felt like a distraction when she was just being herself.
Yeah, I didn't want to look like that outsider, like that sore thumb in the crowd.
Her family never saw her as a sore thumb.
I was raised up, raised as a Christian, and the concept around accepting everybody was something that I was raised with. And so I try to teach that to my kids. It's a matter of being a parent, and what does that mean, right? And so being a parent means that it's unconditional, right? The love that you have for your child is unconditional. And that means there's no judgment, there's no, conditions around that, there's no ifs and thens. It's about all-encompassing love for your child.